Laid the basis for reconvening Parliament in October, the dissolution of Parliament in December, and holding the elections in February 2015. The date is yet to be set by King Letsie III. On the other hand, the Maseru Security Accord provided for 3 senior defense and police officers to go on a leave of absence. It also stipulates that they undertake working visits on their areas of expertise to SADC or Commonwealth countries. During this period, their respective deputies will take charge of the relevant security. Lesotho's IEC has started voter registration in earnest as the country prepares for the February 2015 polls. The IEC has opened 1,300 registration centres countrywide. Lesotho coalition leaders agreed to bring elections from 2017 to 2015 to resolve the country's political and security crisis. Ntakwana Ngatani now joins us from Lesotho to tell us more. Ntakwana, a very good afternoon to you. Now, a very big day for Lesotho, especially after weeks of unrest. The people must be quite elated. Tell us more.
Indeed, as you said, voter registration started early this week as soon as Monday, and the Independent Electoral Commission says it is confident that although elections are its day-to-day business, this one will be another free and fair one like the 2012 election. It has engaged more than 3,000 temporary staff. Registration centers are operational. People are streaming in to go and verify their details. First of all, some new registrations, others have lost their voter cards and they're applying for new ones. But all of these processes are moving smoothly for now. And when we spoke to them earlier today, they said about 220 million rand or more will be required for this election. Of course, this budget has to pass through a parliament, you remember, that has been opened specifically to facilitate this early election. And so it is now expected to discuss that budget and approve it ahead of time. And the IEC says if it has those resources, then it will be in a position to pull off a free and fair election.
Ntakwana, tell us more about the voter turnout. Have the people come out in numbers to register for voting?
Well, they are coming in ones and twos really at this point in time. It is still early days, but as I say, those who have lost particularly their cards are saying they want them to be replaced. But the other issue in the 2012 election, there was a 50% voter turnout of a registered 1 million voters. And the IEC says part of the problem might be that some of the voters are deceased. Some have moved from where they were living to other areas. Some have probably registered twice because of their moving. So they are embarking on a intensive campaign to ensure that the voters' roll is clean, that the information that is contained in that voters' roll is okay. They are also saying that they will embark on intensive education campaigns to ensure that people come out to vote. And if they still have that low turnout, they then will know that Basotho may not be interested in voting, but until then, they are leaving it to ensure that they've done everything they can to make sure that people do come out in their numbers to vote.
Ntakwana, now in the aftermath of the unrest, we understand that the elections have moved to 2015. Is the Mountain Kingdom slowly getting back to normalcy?
Well, there are, as you've said, also 2 accords in place or 2 agreements in place that will ensure that the Lesotho goes back to normalcy. The first one is the Maseru Facilitation Declaration, which ensured that Parliament opened at the end of last month. It also ensured as well that this process that we're talking about of the elections in early 2015 happens. The other side of that is the Maseru Security Accord, which was signed on the 23rd of October by the 3 leaders or heads of the security agencies in Lesotho, being the Commissioner of Police and the 2 Army Generals, one who was fired by Prime Minister Ramaphosa and another one who was supposed to replace him. The 3 have agreed to go on a leave of absence, but in that time, they're also expected to undertake visits in their areas of expertise. But also what we've seen, the police have now handed over to the deputy, the commissioner has handed over to the deputy, but on the army side, it is still a wait because the 21-day period has not elapsed in terms of the generals moving away from their duties, but the time that has elapsed doesn't seem like things are moving smoothly, because the earmarked brigadier who was supposed to take over says he cannot take the command from civilian authority to replace his superiors, and he's waiting for the commander, he says, to give him that directive. And we will wait for the end of this 21-day period, which is the 13th of November, to see what exactly happens in terms of the Security Accord.
That's SABC reporter Ntakwane Ngatane joining us live from Lesotho to tell us about the voter registration process that started today.